Hello, welcome to the channel. My name is Joseph Pith, and this is the Pith Take. So this first video I wanted to be more of an introduction to the channel. As such, I have written some notes for myself because I wanted to be to make sure I didn't miss anything out. So if you see me occasionally glancing down, umming and ahhing a little bit, that's because I'm trying my best not to miss anything out. I guess first thing to address is this whole get up, more so this part. I had pondered the question: is there any degree of irony in hiding my face on a channel that's definitely going to have some content on or around the subject of identity? I don't really think so. I'm obviously hiding my face. I'm not really hiding my identity. I'm quite happy to lay that out there. So no, it doesn't concern me. It doesn't bother me. I don't have any interest at all in being the face of something, anything particularly, even if that's a YouTube channel with currently 0 subscribers. So in this introduction, I wanted to just go over the why, how, who, etc., just to get it out of the way straight off the bat before moving on to actual episodes and content. So if I start with the why start making content? Currently, it's not my main motivation, but a higher percentage of my motivation is really frustration. Hard not to be. I can't imagine anyone in this country isn't frustrated. So I'm in the UK. Just frustration, a real feeling of a lack of agency when it comes to having any kind of voice about how my country is run. Doesn't matter which party's in power, to be fair, for the last 20-30 years. Yeah, so that's a driver for sure. That's not to say this channel is just going to be political ranting. There'll definitely be some of that, obviously. But I do also have a lot of other subjects and things I'd like to discuss. Far more noble things than politics. Like morality, hope, integrity, faith, truth. I could go on that. So certainly, yeah, there's going to be a bit of ranting, but that's not always going to be the motivation for producing content. Also on the why front, I don't have any expectation of an audience necessarily. That's not a driver. It's just going to be nice to get some thoughts out into the world. If anything, as a bit of a personal record, I do welcome discussion. That'd be amazing, but it's not a driver really. I think that's probably about as much about why for now. I'm sure motivations will evolve as the channel does, but yeah, for now that's probably enough about why. So if I jump to the how do I intend to make content? I'm really hoping most episodes of the show will be pretty informal. I anticipate just having a few notes on a particular subject and then just talking on or around that. Obviously for this introduction I've got some very specific notes, so I didn't want to miss anything out, but normally I don't expect that to be the case. There'll definitely be, until I've sort of settled into this, there's going to be some awkwardness. I'm British after all. As far as editing and all that kind of side of things go, I have no interest in spending hours of my time editing. I will have to do some cuts between sections of recorded footage, but beyond that, maybe the occasional bit of footage to illustrate a point, maybe a diagram, but I haven't really got interest in spending hours of time editing things. I hope to put out something every week. I'll have to see how that pans out, but yeah, I really hope to put something, at least one thing out every week, probably over a weekend. That's it, really, on the how for now. Oh god, that's awful. How for now. If I move on to the who am I? Not your average Brit's favourite subject. I've battled my entire adult life, really, with who am I. I'll be surprised if most people haven't. Sometimes that's been constructively, sometimes not so much. Yeah, I imagine I'll still be battling with that into older age. So, as I said, I'm British. I think it's a very British... Is it a British thing? An English thing? I'm not sure. Maybe an English thing. I think either way, it's very British/English thing to be pretty heavy on the sort of self-deprecating front. That's my experience anyway. It may be generational, you never know. But for sure, I think British people are, or English people are, more comfortable being in the background. You know, more comfortable being a little bit unremarkable. As a consequence, we tend to kind of push other people to the front and elevate others before ourselves. So, a section about myself. Well, I'm not about to sing my own praises. I just cover the fundamentals. I was born and raised in the northwest of England in the 1980s. And 80s nostalgia aside, I had a childhood that I would describe as a all but almost perfect mixed cocktail of a kind of adventure, risk, discipline, mischief, injury, freedom. I think freedom's the thing that kind of overarches all of that. You know, I love my childhood, and that's not nostalgia speaking. I love my childhood. If there is anyone listening, you're probably kind of thinking that is definitely not a northwest accent. You would be correct. In my late teens, I moved with my family away from the northwest. Since then, I've lived in different parts of England. The result, alongside a little bit of bullying, should I say, at school, is a kind of this. I was forced into this, what's now sort of like a borderline received pronunciation accent. It's the occasional lingering northern vowel, really. Yeah. I had considered using maybe like an AI voiceover or something, but because I'm well aware that there's some monotone issues here. I'm not exactly charismatic, but I thought no, I've got to keep something authentically me in there, and I really enjoy language and dialogue, and so yeah, you'll have to put up with the monotone. When it comes to identity in the current popular cultural perspective, I'm white, obviously, so white, straight, married, Christian, male, over 40. So I'm definitely not ticking any boxes when it comes to protected characteristics. But that aside, I couldn't care less, to be fair. I'm really proud of my ancestry, my family roots. Go back hundreds of years in this same small area of the northwest of England. My ancestors were metal workers, coal miners, tradesmen, mill workers, just really hard-working men and women. But by profession, I'm a tradesman. I don't think it's particularly relevant, or one way or the other, what trade specifically. But for any trades people watching, I will say I'm not an electrician. I really appreciate honest, upstanding, reliable, common sense people. I really strive to be that myself. On the flip side of that, I have increasingly less time for sort of disingenuous, malicious, divisive, narcissistic characters. The older I get, the less tolerance I find I have for nonsense. Unfortunately, that seems to be manifesting itself a little bit in me becoming increasingly hermetic. I'd say I'm probably like 95% introverted. Hence, this isn't the most comfortable thing for me to do. Sticking with identity, I am a Christian, as I said, not just culturally but spiritually. I have a personal held faith in the God of the Bible. I'm very, very open to talking about that. I don't really have any interest in sort of combative disputes over faith, though. Happy to defend my own personal position of faith, but I'm not going to persuade anyone round to my way of thinking. That's not really within the realm of human persuasion. So yeah, sure, I'm very happy to talk about my own personal faith, and no doubt will throughout some of the content on the channel. I believe that everyone has a degree of faith. As I say, it's just my own personal position, but whether we choose to grow that, where we choose to invest that, that's on us. But that's my personal position. So I think that's probably about enough about me, really. That's probably enough of an introduction, to be honest. So thank you, if there is anyone watching. Thank you for watching. And I'll catch you in the first actual episode. See ya.